Q&A. Hope you guys have quality sound on your end. Today we have a Q&A with any coins that you may would like to know that's questionable. So please have your personal collection available, and we'll do a Q&A. If you'd like to know more about me, definitely hit the subscribe button. I may actually go live and be face to face and see about reactions that I actually get while on live. But this is a Q&A, so definitely comment down below where you from, what coins you are looking to get graded, and I'll let you know what type of varieties or the actual compensation you may receive for actually getting the coins. And then, of course, while we're on live, you posting and we're commenting as a community, you'll be able to get some questions answered about the coins that you may have in questions. If you did miss the live last night, definitely hit the subscribe button. It was lit. We did get a little bit of like backlash on the actual upload, so I thought that I'll go live and we'll go from there. So we're not going to do like any live requests in the comments about music, because it will cause like a copyright. But if you're just now joining, my name is Lucretia Brown. This is the Coin Lab Q&A, so definitely drop a comment down below if you have any coins and questions. Typically we're looking for like the 1943, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Of course, we know Philadelphia is not going to have like the minted on there, the actual state, but we can do an actual fun Q&A. Definitely subscribe. Now, today is Saturday, and I told you guys about a little bit about me. So definitely engage in the comments. Drop a comment about a coin that you may have in question, and I can pretty much dedicate, some time in researching the actual value of that coin. Like I said, my name is Lucretia Brown. This is the Coin Lab Q&A. And while we actually have a brief discussion and engage with one another, of course, sometimes we can start off in prayer. And I just ask everybody, I ask the higher power that everybody be prosperous and make goals and have success. And while we're going over my personal collection, if you're just now joining, please subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment about the coins and questions. And if you do attend my live, there's 4 to 5 coins in particular you're looking for. And then the most common question that I actually get is what companies to actually go to get the coins graded. So we're going to be going over some delicate information along with, some trade secrets, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm sorry I can't play any background music, but if you know how to use YouTube for the background music, where there's no copyrights, definitely drop a comment down below. So we got our first commuter, and all right, so Grill 44. All right, welcome. Thanks for dropping the first comment, Grill 44, but we're gonna have to kind of hide that from the comments. We actually pour on this channel. We actually do a little bit of everything, not only going over our personal collections, but maybe some concerns about questions that I can actually help you guys with. We actually help each other out. But since I'm the host, I always start off with shout out to DF Dub for having the hardest working people in the community. Of course, it's 8.2 billion people in the world, so I think it's 8.2 billion beliefs, and I just stick with that. So hopefully we get some engagement. And of course, we have our handy dandy cotton gloves. I do have some new ones, but we're going to stick with these just for now. And then we'll kind of go and use them just about, and then have experience of using them all and then kind of washing them. So definitely, if you just now joining, drop a comment. Uh, Drop a comment what coin you have in question. That's mainly what I get. So I did go over the 1943. There's about three 1943s that you're going to be looking for. But we're going to go ahead and get this live started. And if you don't know, these are the pre-cut model labels that you'll see I use in my visuals, which got me up to actually going live. I'm glad that you guys helped me reach that milestone. So thank you guys. I'm sorry we're not going to be able to play any music, but you still have the actual host. And as I said, after doing so many lives and things like that, you become efficient. So I was thinking about doing like a Q&A where I actually face the camera. It's going to be horrifying and very scary, guys. So it is definitely a horror story if I do turn this camera around. So please be aware, hide your kids, hide your wife. If you have seen that YouTube video, shout out to the actual channel. I think it was some disturbance in the community, but definitely you don't want to see my face. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. Drop a comment down below of what coins and questions. We're looking for the 1943 in particular, which is Denver, San Francisco, and Philadelphia. And about one at its peak is about 1.7. Now there are just a handful, like 10 to 15 of these coins, these 1943. And what happened was it was around World War II, and they actually ran out of copper. So that's where you get introduced with the penny coin for like with zinc. But those 1943 coins are definitely something that you're looking for. Now we also had like the 1999. That was about like 5 to like 15,000, depending on if you had like the wide AM. So I do actually upload to like 4 social media platforms. We are going to have a little bit more of engagement. It may be today or something if I do find the time. And we can go back over the actual first visuals that I posted on YouTube with little to no experience. And it was able to boost my confidence to reach a milestone and conquer that weakness, to actually give a visual of what I'm trying to say. So that's definitely something that I encountered. Definitely, sometimes trauma is small, but I'll say if the challenge is too big, then start off small. But enough ramping on. I wish that I could give background music. I think there's some way to do that on YouTube. So it's a lot of things that I'll be working on in the background. But if you cannot hang around, definitely subscribe to this channel. And we'll be going over my personal collection. And every now and again, I don't try to like, I think the rule to like marketing is like you're doing all these things, whatever it is, if you're a content creator or maybe in the marketing department in a high-end industry or some like company. And I think that what I trip out for sometimes, to be honest, is like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right to give that visual of of my impression? And it's like 8.2 billion. And I keep saying that because that's how respectful I am. So if you have anything that you like to ask, want statistics, or generally would like to start a business, definitely drop a comment. I think any industry is lucrative, but like I tell some, like my own advice or opinion is that if you start off like small, I think going to university or doing a trade or getting a license is particularly the three lucrative ideals that you can generally start with as a small business. Don't forget to pay yourself. They always talk about like LLCs and stuff, but I am a sole proprietor type of girl. And the reason why is when you're listed as a sole proprietor, I think one of the advantages is that you get to take advantage of the grant and paying yourself. Now, with an LLC, if you guys know a little bit more about LLCs and grants, I think that you may still have to pay yourself. But mind you, if you want to be listed as a minority business or a black owned business or something like that, that does cost money in the background. So you want to calculate that. I did give some pointers about like actually how to like pitch an ideal to like NSF if you're out here in DFW or in Texas or something like that. That's what's popping to me. And then we did go over if you want to get into the filming industry but don't want to pay upfront and have a workload of finding those casting calls and having an agency work for you that's not going to get paid until you get paid, and about working unions, and that which leads to linking on the union, which is a shield. It means the union. We know these coins relate, of course, to Abraham Lincoln, World War II, and we talk about like slavery and things of that nature. Now, I do always like to keep an open mind, so I think at a certain point after learning about the Holocaust and maybe things that goes on in third world countries, I just advance and say that I love every culture, and through like spices and herbs, you kind of get that traveling type of feel. So that's why I venture. We're gonna get started in just a minute. Just an introduction if you just now joining. My name is Lucretia Brown. This is the Coin Lab. Here we do suicide prevention and sort of get to know one another. So when we do attend the lives, we're engaged and we're getting questions answered that may not be in your support circle, in the environment that we're all in or that I'm in. But if you do follow me on Facebook, I haven't posted in a day on Facebook. But what I do, I'm from DFW. It's very spectacular. And regionally, I actually post on Facebook. So you'll see the model, for example, 0311. I created these model labels for coin collectors to showcase the actual coins. Now, dealing with the variety, I actually post like each coin, each model you'll see on Facebook, they have that the dedicated city. So I like to do like a little bit of adventure on my Facebook to give you guys more of a feel of dub. If you do the same, definitely drop a comment and I'll follow you on Facebook. And as promised, we'll go over our personal collection. Drop a comment with the coin that you have in question. If you're just not joining those 1943s or something that we're obsessed with right now, and the 1959, I think a lot of times out here, like we have a variety of vintage coins, but specifically, if you have that 1943, check your pocket change. Make that as a goal if you would. I'm not here to tell you what to do. We're just elaborating of how things can actually travel from building from a weak point to actually succeeding a milestone or a step up. So. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I gave you a little feedback about it's a Q&A. So sometimes most common questions. Now I'm not necessarily an amateur with the lives, but I like to create like an environment that's very welcoming. So I try to go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays. Now the way that I actually upload, kind of like we'll do reviews, but it's not more so about me selling you anything, but building a community that actually supports one another. Okay, maybe the friendly ghost or something like that. I've been watching like, what is that? Strange or something like that. Supernatural. That's what it is. I've been watching Supernatural and having a little bit of fun around the house and stuff, trying to prepare a greater presentation. I don't know what captivate individuals and draw things, but we don't want to do anything kind of bizarre that kind of discriminates against anyone. Um, Even myself as a first, second, and third party. You feel me? That's how you have to think as a sole proprietor, the first, second, and third. With an LLC is kind of like I haven't integrated like like a LLC or anything like that. So, but like that's what I like about sole proprietor. You have to think of yourself as a for profit or nonprofit, and creating an actual foundation for those uh um uh that type of circularization and build from there. So I always say if you have new ideas, I say about like four streams of ideas or revenues, and then whatever comes after that, you just build on top of what you're trying to accomplish. But my phone lines are open. And I always make a disclaimer. This is my personal collections. We know to watch out for like the 1943s, but we'll go ahead and get started. Remember to value privacy and abide by community guidelines. All right, so what coins do you guys have in mind? Because we pretty much blasted the curiosity about these coins here. Some say about vintage, a year, and stuff like that, but it's just really, really simple. And the variety of vocabulary does play in mind. We did talk about like Google using Google Chrome, but guys, all we looking for simply is just like the coins that was misprinted. So if we use the word or vocab like misprinted, do we get a lot of actual coins that's been misprinted? No. They're called rare because it was a misprint. So like for example, the 1943, there's three representations of the 1943. We know the Denver, the San Francisco, and the Philadelphia, right? So the 1943, there was a World War II, of course, Abraham Lincoln around that time, low of copper, so they used zinc, and it's about 10 to 15 of these rare coins that's available. Who knows who have them with YouTube University? I mean, if you guys would like scavenger hunt, or something like that, or actually put it in Google Chrome, then you may find some 1943s, and they'll give you a scale of how to price your actual coins. But here's that lovely 2007, guys. No pressure if you don't like I say, I think a step back with like marketing is not focusing on doing, and you focusing on getting your message across, but as an actual person that watch advertisement, I think that I immediately know if I need that product or if I would try that product. But I always say on this channel that the best things are free. So typically, you'll see where there's people in the community that call it like scams or something like that, but it's just simply available free services. But someone actually scaled it up and added different features. So but there's that memorial. We're not looking for the actual Lincoln coin. We're looking for these rare coins, guys. So I actually collect like these mint sets that I actually post. If you do subscribe, you'll check out how my weaknesses actually turned into me being able to go on live and share these personal collections and my advice. Now, I am not an expert. I'm just a personal coin collection that actually showcase my coins. So you guys will see. If you caught my live last night, it was very interesting. We did have some engagement, but there was like a silence in the room or something like that. Like people was not commenting. I did not get my last two lives were actually different because I didn't get no type of like negative comment or nothing like that. Like you sound like this or nothing. I didn't really get no feedback in my last two lives and stuff. And it really made me feel like, hey, I really lost sleep. Like, this is almost like building your own network. And we hear about great adventures, about like people getting a chance to start their own show or even their own network and stuff like that. And then a miniature frame, that's what YouTube is about. But check out the vibes, guys. I always say these are my tangible. Tangible means you can touch them, such as I'm doing now. Check out the white cotton gloves, guys. But on top of that, these are some of the models that you guys will actually see. So I have a roundabout. Um if you want to start YouTubing, I think I was like listening to some advice to like the big YouTubers and stuff. Some of them, like I always shout out to like Peach McIntyre. Um, like kudos to like the encouragement, but on this channel, we'll just go over like some coins and see if we can find that 1943, guys. Um, but see if we can find a 1943. I'm not necessarily trying to sell them. We already have our target of where we want to sell, which is NG, C, and PCGS. I think I said it wrong, but you guys know what I mean. But that's pretty much who we're gonna market our potential high-end coins there. So as you can see, if it's the 1943, you don't have to worry about sending over all those coins and think about the overhead that you have to pay to get them graded. It's very simple, guys. Please drop a comment down below if you have any questions about the coins. We can look it up. We ran into some that was like around like $10 uncirculated. All these coins are actually uncirculated, guys. I even have more. Now, what you'll see on my channel as like the shorts, you'll see the actual model in the series, and we'll go into that. But I wanted you guys to take a look at these coin sets. There's not more of like auctioning, but it's more like finding the coins that are worth like millions of dollars. And it's very simple. We did have 4 main coins that was running about $1 million, but a little bit over 1,000,000, 300,000 to like 1 million. But then we did have additional 5 coins, guys. So I will actually locate that information. And but yeah, here's that lovely set, y'all. What is this about? That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Whew, that's a lot of uploads, guys. Um, but after actually like learning a little bit of like YouTube, I think that if you are able to go live, then why would you post shorts? But then you have some big YouTubers. I don't know how they do it. I mean, you hear some extraordinary stories about like influencers and how they started. Here's the 2015, guys. Pretty much this is my personal collection, but we are definitely searching. It's not vintage. It isn't vintage. Even if you had the 1700 wheat penny or 1800 wheat penny, by networking, you may get some interested prospects. But I think for me, as a personal coin collector, I'm definitely on the on the voyage to finding that 1943. Hey, we'll all celebrate together. And when I get to 500 subscribers, guys, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit on the chubby side, but we still gonna share a piece of cake, guys. We're gonna share a cake. Now I always say put tres leches at my grave. Like at my funeral, definitely celebrate with tres leche and the tilapia. Okay? Tilapia, tres leche, and some cucumber, lemon drink. Okay, so that tres leche is something that I actually love. But we'll actually get the tres leche cake when I hit 500 subscribers. And please subscribe if you like what you see. We just go over personal coin collections and talk business and intellectual property. But we'll cut the tres leche cake, dip into, give you guys some when I reach that 500 subscribers on this channel. I do have other channels. I didn't know whether to start with what ideally 2 or 3 channels, since that will be my long-term goal, or go with my short-term goal and go with 1 channel. So we got like 5, and then I dropped it down to 3. But some of these I only had like 57 videos, guys, in 5 years. So if you haven't started uploading, if you're not interested with my actual live or subscribing, but kind of stuck behind the screen and want to be heard, definitely start with uploading these coins. My little secret, once I combine Google Chrome and Chat GPT, those titles are what is going to get you views. Now, you may actually kind of go on the back end with subscribers, but we have to build our brand here on YouTube. So I'm building a brand as of now, and this is Lucretia Coin Lab. You know my name is Lucretia Brown, but AKA the Coin Lab Q&A. But here's the 2015, guys. If I could just get my eyes on that 1943, I may have already bypassed it. But somebody drop in the comments, what coins would you like for me to do a Q&A? Did he do it? Did he do it? Absolutely, absolutely. I don't know why I have some fried chicken. And we know like fried chicken is high cholesterol. I feel so sorry for that bird, man. I be crying. Like all truth, I cry when I think about chicken. I I cry. So thanks, Robert. Thanks for the subscription, guys. No pressure. If you don't like what you see, it's kind of like me watching an advertisement or live or something like that. May join or may not join, but hey, if I get to 500 subscribers, guys, we're gonna share my favorite cake. I don't know what you guys are, because we need some more engagement, but tres leche, I will I won't die for it, but I live for it. Okay. If for my birthday I celebrate alone, because nobody knows my favorite cake. Okay, maybe I got two. So it's double chocolate, and then we have the tres leche. I can't choose between the two, but drop your favorite cake or dessert in the comments. Some type of engagement, guys. There's that 2015, and there's that show. We can't do like live music; it'll be copyright. But we're gonna make this more interesting, kind of mix them up. You see the background. My lines are open. I always give out my line text, call or something, or either just engage into the live and say what coins you want me to actually do a Q&A on. No problemo. This is the 2002 Denver. Thank you guys for subscribing and your support. I wouldn't be here after or reach this milestone without you guys in the community, guys. So thank you so much for engaging. I got over 100,000 views on one channel in 2 months. Now, if you guys know like the Beast, and then I do watch Myron Golden, shout out to him, and shout out to Peach McIntyre. Those two actually helped me go take it day by day. But yeah, Myron Golden actually hosts, and I had an actual person that been on like YouTube for ever since 2005, guys. So they talk about, I think it's called a three action, and it's cause and effect and a peak and a climate and stuff like that. So but yeah, he was giving some pointers, and then I think the CEO is on YouTube as well, and they go over some discrepancies that you may often hear, but I don't know if anyone watching has started their actual YouTube channel. There's that 1994, guys. So now we can take the actual curiosity of like what we're looking for, because we actually researched. I'm looking for. I don't know what coins you guys are looking for, but I'm looking for that 1943. Okay, that 1943, baby. I will gladly take money to make money, and that's what got me started with this actual channel. I did someone in the comments in the community actually said that there's other channels, and I think for after dealing with 5 years and only having 57 uploads, not reaching my milestone and stuff like that at that time, I think that if you just want to go, once you reach live, once you start going live and stuff like that, that's where all the magic happens. That's where you get your watch time. You don't have to worry about that getting your watch time. Just get to the 50 subscribers. Mine didn't tap in until about like 71, 72 on this channel, until I had those many subscribers. But once you reach that, if you just want to do, you don't, like I said, I never try to push things, but you guys got to check out these pre-cut model labels. It'll be something that you'll need when you do start modeling these coins. So on Facebook, that's what I do. I have not seen any Facebook account that's quite like mine. Uh, and I was able to add the link to the descriptions, the dates, happy whatever day it is. You already know. So hopefully that actually helps something I'm working on. I just recently passed the state exam for my life and health license, guys. When I say it's like day and night, but I was able to create like this portfolio that I can share with you guys if you are trying or if you are interested with taking the next level. Like I said, all you need to do is get a trade or an actual license, guys, and that is called lucrative, and you're gonna build on top of that foundation, guys. But here's how I started my YouTube. So I passed the actual exam the second time, and you wouldn't believe it. It sounds like a long story, but we're gonna make it short. The first time it was like day and night, but you just have to remember that when you're doing the actual exam for life and health, you want to focus. The main questions that they want you to know is that that policy will not start until that first payment. And then it got me focusing on like, saving money for married couples and stuff. Now I'm single, and that may be TWI, teeny weeny information, but at the same time, I think for married couples, if I ever get married, hopefully that'd be my goal when I turn whatever age I am, like 16. I'm turning 16. But yeah, I would take about out insurable interest on my husband income instead of no type of insurable interest, because most of the time if you do it the opposite way, where the breadwinner get the policy instead of the survivor, because women typically outlive the male. So that was actually coming to mind. But yeah, if you want to pass the state exam for the life and health, just remember that those premiums, the first premium has to be paid before the policy is issued. Even if you get an overview of the policy, that's just called, I think, consideration. That's the part of like a consideration clause. Now, mind you, here's a little trade secret, right? So I'm minding my own business like I always do. We're gonna set this 1999. We need to find if it's a wide AM or something like that, but we're gonna set it to the side. But uh, I think what I was about to say is that I found a little bit of loop. We're gonna get into it in just a little bit. If you don't want to hang around, just hit that subscribe button. This is the Coin Lab Q&A. Drop an actual comment of the coin in question. But we obsessed with the 1943 on this channel, guys. And also shout out to 5 likes as well. Robert for his subscription. QQ Sherman says hi to everyone. Welcome to the community. QQ also says AJ. What is that for? Drop a comment. And we have Robert. I inherit probably 10,000 worth of change from my dad. He saved all change, also store notes. I also have blue and red certificates from 1937. Okay, okay. Yeah, now you see the actual niche where everybody kind of have their own mission. And like I said, I think I was talking about a different subject. Hopefully I remember. I'm so sorry for the short notice of my membrane being shorter than my pinky finger or something like that. But thank you guys for the 5 likes. But here's a 1987. I wish that I could remember what I was actually talking about, but it'll actually come up. It was something that I wanted to share about intellectual property and actual donating, and we'll get actual to it. But you don't have to hang around. I know that life is full of surprises, but if you can hit that subscribe button, like I said, y'all will see a little nice size portion out here in DFW. We have Fiesta, which means party, but they have these little tres leche cakes. Some are better than others, but I'm just absolutely obsessed. And I think when I do get married before I turn 16, that's what we're gonna share. We're gonna share some cucumber and lemon juice with tres leche. Um after eating the tilapia. You gotta watch out for those long bones. But if you put it on a grill, it's definitely worth it. One of the best dinners I ever had was an outside barbecue. It was a mess out afterwards, but the food was fantastic, guys. The food was fantastic. But we go over different subjects, and I think BNK Top says hi to everyone. Welcome back, Debbie Martin. Hi. Um, and Debbie Martin also says, I have a 1936 and a 1959. I think that 1959 is going to be a winner. Um, do you know how much they are worth? Great question, Debbie. We're still gonna go over the personal coin collection, but let's go ahead and go and do a little bit of investigation, Miss Debbie. Thank you for the engagement. I encourage engagement. I'm only one host with a little bit of no common sense, but I'm here to help. Don't trust me, trust it. What is it? I don't know. TWI. Teeny weeny information. Okay, that's not right. But anyways, y'all get it. I wish I could play some music. I'm gonna get it right though. I'm gonna get it right. You feel me? Like we grew up with the Tom Joyner morning show. I do not own the rights to that jingle or whatever it's called. But hey, I think a 1936. Uh, let's see, 1936, and we're gonna configure that it is a Lincoln coin. So we're gonna bounce back there, Debbie. So, okay, we have Philadelphia and Denver. Okay, circulated, is a circulated or uncirculated? To answer your question, it's about 10 cents to $2 circulated, and then uncirculated is from anywhere from 5 to 50 plus, guys. I think I was talking about the actual insurance and life insurance, and actually preventing the policy from lapsing, and also dedicating the revenue without the hassle of beneficiaries. On some policies, you have to have the beneficiary to change it, and on some, you don't. But to answer your question, Debbie, we're looking at uncirculated about 5 to 50. The most common way to get uncirculated coins, guys, is what I actually showed you earlier. If you just not joining, my name is Lucretia. This is the Coin Lab Q&A. But the best way to get uncirculated coins is to simply go to a banking facility, and typically they have those coins, and more than likely they may not be circulated. So if they haven't already, the transition is that these coins will no longer be on the market, and considerably as of now they are uncirculated. But Debbie Moore, 1936. You have the No Mint, which is a Philadelphia. Then you have the Denver. Those are the two coins. It doesn't say anything about San Francisco, but what we have here is about 10 cents to $2 that's circulated, and then uncirculated is about 5 to 50 plus. So I mean, it takes about like 40 to 50 to get them graded, but we obsessed with the 1943. But that is a good deed. This Lincoln wheat penny is popular coin among collectors. They usually make like thousands or even like millions or something like that, and you'll kind of determine if it is rare. But misprint, you're gonna have a rare coin is like 10 to 15 pennies that was minted on the wrong placet or something like that. Now, to a bird's eye, it may look like a forward distance, but since I'm a little baby piglet, we're going to go ahead and definitely round this off to something that Debbie Martin is definitely destined to find. I'm obsessed with the 1943 right now, 1.7 mil. It's almost like tangible. Which means that you can touch it. And I love intellectual property because you get to play around, and especially with your nonprofit, intellectual property is everything. Like I said, I felt like I fell in the niche. I think like when I learned about Abraham Lincoln taking his family out of poverty with exception or whatever he was, he hit bankruptcy, right? Where he owed a bank but couldn't pay it back, and somehow he got it solved and he got out of that type just by writing, guys. So I did actually showcase where you can write. I have about I have about like 600 pages of a software that I like to develop. And I did go over how to actually get that accomplished if you're in DFW or maybe just anywhere around North America, which has the highest currency. But Debbie, hey, um, it says that it's not extremely rare, but it can be valuable depending on the condition, um, or if it has errors or double dies. So the double dies actually, like the part of the coin. I know. I'm gonna pop back on this glove here, but um, most popular area like double dies and stuff. That's why you need to get them graded by N NGC or PCGS. That's where I'm going with. If I find that 1943, forget tres leche. We're gonna bake a cake as fast as we can. You feel me? And I don't even cook cherries. You feel me? But yeah, I was actually about to show you guys something. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. I'm not old. I'm only 16, guys. But all right. So there you have it. You see, like right there where it says like up top, trying to focus in. This is not a good example, Lulu. Nickname, the Coin Lab. You feel me? All right. So certain things you pick up, some people be like, you are too young for that. Okay, so you see where it says in God we trust. You see how small that is, right? Okay, so we need, some people say 10 times or either 30x. I think Walmart is a good start, but there's where the double dies actually go, or what to look for. But we know the 1940. Hey, you probably even leave alive. This woman is obsessed, absurd. But yeah, and then around the actual where the year is, double die. They say reddish brown or something like that. But guys, hey, a trained eye. So I said if I ever upscale, you guys help me to reach that milestone, to overcome my weakness, to be able to go live, to gain some watch hours. So over some time, hopefully like in 6 months, I'm at 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach 500, we're gonna have tres leche cake, but I'll actually scale up and get those scales because we need to determine if it's copper or zinc. Ideally, drop in the comments. I don't know everything, but as a disclaimer, that copper is way more valuable in these Lincoln coins than actual zinc. So that's what we're actually looking for. I do think that the zinc for the 1943, they don't really specify if, but they don't really specify if copper or zinc is more valuable. They just kind of give like an overview of era that took place. But here's that 2016, guys. Uh, QQ Sherman says hi to everyone. Hello, Akuna Matata. There's no worries for the rest of your days. And remember, if I go in America Idol singing Keisha Cole's I Should Have Cheated, would you guys vote for me? That's an easy still, man. That's an easy still. And then I did like American Funniest video. That's really good too. Easy way to see if to get into like the entertainment and stuff. But guys, I do think a two-parent home is good. But at the same time, like in that two-parent home, I think in that role, what I would like, my opinion, I would like to actually do what stay-at-home mothers do. That would be eventful. So if I do get remarried when I turn 16, I would like for me to be a stay-at-home wife. And stay-at-home wife, I think sometimes as being an African American, I used to get discouraged because all I would hear about other ethnicities being greater than African Americans. And even, when you catch the radio and stuff like that, you have sometimes where it's like, okay, why can't African Americans be successful and let go of the initiation of we was in slavery? So was the Holocaust. I mean, the burn, and and I just think that in order to grow, I try to minimize those type of vibes. But I like to be a stay-at-home wife. I would not just be doing anything. I think the number one rule is like to go in front of your children if that's what it is, and actually adventure off. Because like, as a disclaimer, you can make it. As a disclaimer and stuff like that, like that's what the pattern I see. Some of the success came from stand-at-home mothers and prosperous dads that had connection and worked together. So that would be ideal. I think that's a balance. I don't think a woman can have a husband, have kids, and have a job. What? I'm only human, right? We all kind of believe in a higher power, whatever it is. Solo dolo, 8.2 billion people in the world. But as a long, and like I said, I have like male children. So don't get me wrong, I'm not biased or anything. Like I said on my last live, I absolutely had a new intake about like males and just that inner peace, but yeah, that's what I encourage with my children. Like, I think that if you lure the Lord, how you gonna be married, be committed to being responsible for someone else's or sexual organ, and then work and take care of kids? Hey, I don't know, but that's a lot of experience. You will fall out dead. No, that was wrong. Well, hey, everybody has their own intake about it, but there's a 2016, guys. Like I said, when we get up to like 500 subscribers, we definitely gonna drop that third sledge. And it's always like, I don't know, like of course we in like North America, you have Central and South America and stuff like that. I think Brazil and all that stuff like that. But then in North America, I just really like the Day of the Dead. I love that. And there's this tool actually, if so everybody is considered as a survivor when it comes to some government officials. You are a survivor, and sometimes you can gain that benefits just as if they was your parents may was in the services. But there's this actual link where you can determine when you're going to die. How good is that, right? And I really want to celebrate like the Day of the Dead. Now, I'm African American, but Ancestry.com told me that my fourth cousin is Latina, and then that my roots are from Congo and Nigeria. So that was definitely an enlightenment, being the circulation about sometimes hindering the mind frame from growth, from not growing from your weaknesses. But yeah, so Debbie, I hope that answers your question about the 1936. I want to showcase this. If you're still on the live, definitely subscribe. I would like to get up to 500 subscribers, and what you'll find, I use these pre-cut model labels. I invented the pre-cut model labels because I was having trouble with actually uploading to get through that milestone and stuff like that. Of going live, I didn't know about certain features, but I use these pre-cut model labels. I started using them because as a personal showcasing my personal coin collection. If someone is actually commenting on an actual short that I did, I thought about the analysis. Even with them commenting, I wouldn't know what they're talking about. What are you saying? So I would have to go to the video, try to find the actual coin that I showcase, and that's where you see these actual slabs. I use these slabs, they on eBay and stuff like that. I don't sell them, but they're actually good for you to use when you're trying to get up to so you can go live, and that's where your watch hours come in at. But let's go ahead and detail about the 1959. I think it's the wide AM or something like that. But let's go ahead and detail, Debbie. If you're still here, thank you so much for being patient. No, patient. Lord, thank you guys for being so patient with me and subscribing and being engaged. And hopefully, you check out some of my shorts if you haven't already. If you would like to start content creating, I'm really giving the game. Some people, I think Peach McIntyre, I was watching her. I love her absolutely. High five and everything, but uh I think I was watching where she was saying she was doing one of her lives and she was like, you don't want to be a reaction channel. Now I'm still a babe in some areas with YouTube. I just recently was able to go live and I only did a certain amount of lives. So what she said was a reaction channel, and then we did like Myron Golden. But like, if you guys subscribe or just typically just go to my actual channel, I do have to do a little bit of upgrade. You'll see some features when I do feature pocket change, like quarters and nickels and stuff like that. But what you'll see is that integrate of how initially it's so easy to start a YouTube channel if you don't have nothing. That analysis, it take money to make money, guys. And that analysis got me on my journey after having a vision in my dreams, to get available to reach that milestone. But yeah, you'll check if you check it out, and then you'll start YouTubing and stuff. And before you know it, you don't even have to post. You'll probably be able to post about like 50 to 60 videos, and then you already hit that milestone of actually doing lives. And what they don't explain, I feel like, or what I miss, is that after you start doing lives, if you go to YouTube Studio, you'll start getting those watch hours, and then hopefully the subscribers will actually come in. Don't anything that you do. There's a book that I read in the library, long story short, and it talked about we talked about slavery, American history, all this stuff, but simply what the context that I actually seen was that everyone that was mentioned in this book at the library that I was reading, get your free library local card, absolutely amazing, time to yourself. But what I wanted to say is that I seen that it was a replica. When you hear about somebody hitting it big, that didn't finish university or something, we got the NSF guys, National Science Foundation, pitch that asked for the proposal, get the grant of 306, build a software, be your next entrepreneur that actually hit big in millions in the next 20 years, guys. So simple. But in that book, I wanted to express to you guys that a lot of times, if there's a fan, let's say the fan brand was like called Lobby, right? And in 2025, they invented a fan that has Friday written on it, right? For example. And then somebody come along in years, make those connections as I'm giving you guys trade secrets. I call them trade secrets, and intellectual property. Go hard on taxes, guys, or write what you feel down. It may would be with Uncle Sam, but yeah, in that book, they was just reinventing something that was like the light bulb. How many times has the light bulb be reinvented? You want to reinvent it? Okay, go to NSF. Okay, all right. So I don't know much, but what I do know, we'll definitely share on this channel, and then we'll only go in time. But I'm telling you, I do this from the comfort of my bed, um, with the uploading shorts. But as we start, like as I see that I'm getting that feature unlocked where I can go live, I don't know about them shorts no more. Some big YouTube creators, I mean, I guess spend all day, guys. So maybe I need to deepen my horizon and say I need to spend more hours. I mean, between the museum and the library, which one would you guys choose? The gym, the museum, or the library? I said gym, but I love my Threads Leche. There's that 2001, guys. I know I don't have the cotton glove. I don't really get my nails done. They're a little bit dirty, but those baseboards, I love. I have to have my baseboards clean. I have to have every surface clean. And I like vinegar because as far as allergies and stuff like that, um, vinegar kind of settles all those chemicals, if you know what I mean. So you don't need much. But I love using vinegars on my baseboards and to actually deep clean my sofas or something like that. So I use vinegar all around the house. Sometimes they remind me of like voodoo. Voodoo is real, but besides that, um, that's what I actually like to do. So I don't get my nails done, and they're a little bit dirty, but better believe them baseboards are clean. I cannot do that. Them baseboards and mopping and stuff like that. Get you a little bit of pine saw, make you a little bit of hot water. The kids sleep or whatever the case may be, wifey gone or something like that, and you start doing them baseboards. You can do it with a mop or just get like those rags that you actually use like on your cars. They different colors like green, orange, yellow. That's what I use on my baseboards because the house is not clean unless you do those baseboards and then go around the perimeter of the area and actually do the actual vacuum and stuff. I have to have that. If not, I feel out of place and that I am not actually taking care of responsibility. But here's that the memorial, and here's the 2001, guys. I know I need the actual glove, but Debbie, I have not forgot about you. I know the 1959 is one of them, and I'm trying to actually locate the information about that coin because I just did a review on my last live, guys. So there was a 1956 someone asked about. I'm just going to my notes here. And someone asked about the 2000. So we have the 1944. Okay, so not only 1943, guys, 1944 as well. The 1944, we have the S, the D. If you know, you know. Um, but the actual steel penny, I think someone commented about it. That ranges from like 75,000 to like 250,000. And of course, when we say rare, of course, that it doesn't mean many or millions or something like that. That means about 10 to 15. So if you go to YouTube University, naturally Google Chrome, put in that 1944, you may actually uh, um, see where you can communicate with someone with that coin and what they're actually doing. I believe you have to collect these with the mint rolls, and when I refer to as a mint roll, I mean these guys here, guys. And in order to find the actual coin. So sometimes you're running into big channels where they're popping the actual seal and searching for them online, on live or whatever, and kind of disregarding the rest. Now, what I do see is that like I said, if Peach McIntyre, I love you, girl. But what she does, she actually do lives. And I'm not saying, I'm just giving an example because I'm kind of like stressed out if I should keep on doing shorts on this actual channel. And I don't want to break my promises, but on her channel, she's a big YouTuber and she on other social media platforms, but she still uploads shorts. But here's how you actually get your first 50 subscribers, guys. You'll get a lot of views. That is absolutely gorgeous. But those subscribers is what is a key to your next big step of getting watch hours, guys. But if we reach 500 subscribers, I am going to be screaming. We're going to go get that Tres Leche and have us a little bit of ball. But back to actually what we were searching for. Let me put on my handy dandy cotton gloves that a wonderful person actually suggested. I do want the scale and I want the 30 times and stuff like that. But guys, I kid you not. We all know some trouble, But yeah, let's go ahead and see, because I actually did a little bit of Q&A last night. I started the Q&A last night. So we went over the 1943. I'm looking for the other coins that they actually mentioned. Okay, there we go, guys. So it's a 1969, 1958. So we got you about 1 year off, Debbie. Debbie Morton, you about 1 year off. But so another, so we have, we'll go over in just a second, guys. We'll go over in just a second. Thank you guys for hanging in there. Hopefully you guys actually, I mean, I don't know what it is. I went from like having people come in and stuff like that to actually people just, I guess, listening. Um but I really hope that's what encouraged me when you guys are commenting and giving me something to actually like help you with. So we used to have this thing like, the first job, you got courses that's implemented in fast food restaurants that's from university. But we used to have this thing where we call it like customer maniac. And if you know, it kind of drives you insane. So this is driving me insane that no one is actually commenting like that. I mean, say get off or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you get what you asked for, supernatural. But yeah, you guys may drop off, but I do ask for your support. I know what it is when it comes to marketing. Either you need it or you don't. So hopefully I'm meeting the needs of the public, building a community that support one another. And hopefully I don't think my channel is gonna grow as big as having like um about thousands of people like watching my actual channel at one time, unless I get the subscribers. But otherwise than that, I don't see it taking off. Typically I get a ratio of like 19 people kind of on my live at times, and then intervals of probably like, one time I had like 41 people, and that's the night that I actually hit like 6,000, over 6,000 views. I didn't know what that meant. When I seen on YouTube on other people's channel before I hit that milestone myself, I seen where they had like 14,000 views, and I thought it was like 14,000 people going there and doing and watching it, right? And I was like, how did they hit those numbers? But what I found out is that those are called lives. So if you see stream, now I may be redundant. You guys maybe be like, okay, duh. But yeah, if you didn't know that, if you see stream, that mean they went live. So those 50 subscribers are everything, guys. But Debbie, I'm gonna write it down. Uh, this is what I use to model my coins. Like I said, with me going live and kind of learning a little bit, we'll kind of see what actually benefits, and we'll go from there. And I may just, besides this slow motion, you may see me actually popping these actual coin rolls and stuff, just popping them for you. But we're gonna write down Debbie. I think she has dropped off, but I think he was a year off. We're gonna take a moment of silence. If you do drop off, before you drop off, definitely hit that like button and subscribe. I hate saying it on a constant basis because you know what you really needed, or he know what you really need before you really need it. So you may not actually need me. I may need you. Tell me something I don't know. Where you from? What you about? What you believe in? I like the colors of the rainbow, and I love tres leche. So, but we're gonna write it down. 1959. I think you're about a year off. But if you start collecting these roll sets, you may possibly hit a needle in a haystack, or a hay in a needle sack. But 1959, I think it's gonna be, yeah, she said wheat penny. So this is gonna be Debbie. We're gonna write it down because we're not gonna forget about her. But hopefully I've reached the majority of it. If you are watching those videos that say these coins may be worth millions, I'll give you the top coins. And then after that, if you're talking about the year or something like that, I wouldn't waste my time on any coins except for what I'm mentioning. But hey, it may not feel like a waste of time to you guys. So respectfully speaking, happy Saturday, guys. I've supposed to been going to like a meeting, but somehow the meeting chose me. But here's the 1959 Debbie. I want to host, like, if you see Myron Golden and those MLMs people are scared of and say scam, but he made $40,000, he said, on the MLM. And I think it's inside out. So one trick he did say Myron Golden is MYRON, then GOLDEN. But he said he started making 40,000 a month on the MLM internally, if that's even a word. So instead of outskirting and getting people that you don't know, he actually got people that he do know that was already in the actual business. So that was something to upscale, a milestone, and think about. But Debbie, I haven't forgot about you. I'm going to take a little bit of a mental break, guys. And if you drop off, just leave a heart or subscribe. If not, it may not be something that you want. I don't know if I would get more engagement if I turn the camera around. But guys, please hide your kids, hide your wife. You don't want to see that, guys. It gets rated R and it's a horror movie if I turn the camera around. Uh but yeah, so but yeah, I see that it be busting too, like at 11 o'clock or something at night. People be going live all at 5 o'clock in the morning. Golly, am I doing it wrong? Do I need to change my schedule? Like, what's going on? So thank you guys for commenting. We have Valero Lumka. Now, if you guys comment in a different language, I can use the translator. But don't make me get those Spanish cards out. I bought them while I was in college, and I was going to actually go over with my children. But the years passed by so fast. And to my analysis, by the time a child reached about 7 or 8 years old, you already looking at they about to be teenagers. And what we call, of what I heard, sometimes don't make sense, but they may start smelling, you know, they pee. So, but yeah, I will get the Spanish cards out. Someone asked me, is this channel about like auctioning coins or selling coins or something? Honestly, no, but that's what got me to 50 subscribers. But it will change. Initially, honest heartedly, it started out with coins. And then, as I see where I go live and stuff like that, it may actually change and stuff. Not where I'm doing anything bizarre. It'll still be related to coins, but this is my first Q&A, and I haven't forgot about you, Debbie. We worked on a 1936, uncirculated, about $5 to $50 plus, but here in a minute, you guys are actually hear the top coins and stop being stressed out about coins that may not be worth a nickel or a dime. Now, we did talk about an easier way to create a storefront and create that funnel without paying, because the best things in life are free. What I did was, instead of doing Shopify, and it's no shade, no tea, I just can't afford it. But I just thought I created a storefront that the overhead is only like $10. And I started with something that I handmade, which is these pre-cut model labels. Ask me in the comments what they for. If not, I'll move forward. But I created a storefront for only $10. It's only $10. And those are for the pre-cut model labels for coin collectors. That's kind of like my audience. I don't get very engagement to see if someone actually will try them. If you are in DFW, we can meet safely in an open area, and then you let me know how they actually how they enhance um or upscale your lives and stuff like that. But but yeah, we're gonna go over some coins and stuff, my notes, because I felt like a little bit of a low beam, and we still have a couple here as well. My lives sometimes be like 2 hours, and I think it's some music that you can actually play in the background, but we're gonna take it one step at a time. I can't remember everything. Yeah, I can't remember everything, but I'm thinking if I turn the camera around, I think the phone and the internet will freaking break, like run. Okay. So Ratish Shah said hi to everyone. Welcome to the community. And thank you, QQ Sherman, for being one of the top commenters. Robert, thank you for your subscription. That is really nice. QQ Sherman, welcome to the Q&A of the Coin Lab. I don't know how they actually write on the screen. I don't know how. Oh, you can turn it around. I wonder if I do like a project, turn the camera around, if I would get more engagement. Those cooking shows sometimes like be getting a lot of like viewers on a live, and that's what we're looking for. I want to meet the need together in the community, guys. I don't know why I keep emphasizing, but if you guys stick around, if you can't, I understand. Just show your girl some love. The Coin Lab Q&A. I still haven't forgot about you, Debbie, but I wanna, as it heighten, I want to make sure that I go over some key pointers so it can relieve some of the stress and some of the hype and stuff like that. At least to me. But yeah, so oh hey Daisy. Thanks for joining the live. James Walby. Hi, I have a coin collection I want to sell. I'm 85 years old and I would like to sell them. Okay, do you have them with you? Because, if you get them graded and stuff like that, you know, it takes money to make money. So you can actually comment what you have. I'm James Wallaby, yes. Thank you for joining the live, James Wallaby. Yeah, and you know something? I do know that if I turn the camera around and stuff like that, like I've been thinking about, I'm pretty sure I would get more negative comments. But you guys are scaring me here. You guys are actually scaring me. You guys are actually scaring me. We're gonna go and get some water here and stuff. So yeah. All right, now we're gonna bring it back to the lab. I had to go get me some water, and I wanted to take you guys with me. Oh wow. Oh, I think my phone is about to go dead. Whoever invented iPhones is spectacular. I was like an Android user and stuff like that for a while. And then I got into tech engineering and stuff like that. And it just changed. Like I just fell in love. And I think the charging port on Androids actually goes out. Like, you know how you have those spells where you just yank it out of the actual wall? I'm guilty of it because you're in a rush and you don't think like that, and then the actual charging port get damaged. I never run into that with an actual iPhone. So, but yeah, I think I'm a little bit hungry as well. I like Panera bread, but um I know that broccoli soup is very good. Oh, I'm so hungry. I still haven't learned how to use Uber Eats. I need to learn how to use Uber Eats. And sometimes you feel like you getting left behind because there's so many people like inventing. Next thing you know, they like, oh, this person is a billionaire. But I think nobody cannot beat Bill Gates. I remember like when I was in grade school and we was learning about Microsoft 365, had somebody would have sit down with me and say, hey, you get your high school diploma, you can make $100,000, guys. I kid you not. Yeah. And the trick to it, your first job, that's a course from a university, is technical. Don't be afraid to put it on there. I kind of mixed in these coins, so we're gonna try to get organized. But if you just now joining, thank you for joining the Coin Lab, where it's a Q&A. I still haven't forgot about you, Debbie. I just want to go over my notes and then we'll touch bases on the 1959. But I think you're a year off. So we're going to go ahead and put on our actual gloves. Thanks for joining the live. Please show love by supporting and subscribing, if you will. If I do not meet your needs, I understand, because this is not a marketing situation. This is actually developing a community. So only thing we missing is like living by each other. I always picture like doing that. I don't know what that is called, but like doing that and then having meetings every day or something like that. Maybe like a senior citizen home. That's probably what I'm imagining. And I think there's some speculations as well about retirement and stuff like that. But if you are intentional about making residual income, that's pretty much you. If you are 16 like I am and worried about making residual income, your retirement, and I can't see myself. It's great impact when you have people that stay on one specific location and job for like 20 and 30 years. That's pretty amazing. But I think different strokes for different folks. But but yeah, we're gonna showcase one coin from here. Like I said, I have my pick, and I'm gonna actually answer Debbie. Um and maybe I experienced a little bit of anxiety on these videos, but thank you for the 6 likes, guys. Here's that 2022, that coin um that coin is just mostly appearing in these roll sets. Even if I get like a 1936 or I think the lowest was like the 1950 or something like that, or even if I get like a 1700. If I find out where you actually should be, the right place at the right time to sell the coins, then I will share that with you guys as well. Let me make sure my mic is still okay, so we still kicking, we still pushing. Last time we had to do a live without the mic, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, just trying to make sure that you guys know that I'm here for you. Great love, one sound, one heart, one mind. Remember, if the challenge is too big, start off small. Recognize your weakness while you're starting off small, and build around what you already are doing. So here we go. The drum roll. I guess copyright is not when you mention or go over a verse or something, but I guess simply playing that in the background. But I had to kind of close uh, 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 do the closing with Lil Wayne, Misunderstood. As you know, I'm a Carter 3 fan. I think 1, 2, and 3. Now, with the new music and stuff, as a disclaimer, just sharing my personal thoughts with you guys. Is nothing against nobody, but I just love the Quarter 3, Seat Down Low. You feel me? Like all those slang and everything. And he's better known as the best rapper, but I bet you guys didn't know that he actually had a journal. I know he talked about like, colors. I like the rainbow. It kind of made me scared to go to a concert. when they started like talking about gang banging, but I love Lil Wayne personally. And I do think that like in one of his songs he says, I, do this, do that, and leave it there, and homegirl don't even care. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's one thing that I like. And I think if I was in a position where I can afford to meet a celebrity, I don't think I will come off as a sexual being or a vibe, and that's all that I have to offer. So now, if I do ever get the money to meet and greet with a celebrity, I'm pretty sure it's way out my actual price range. But if I do get the opportunity, I got something more to offer than just my body. So yeah. But here we go. We just did the drum roll. We got the pennies dropping. You already know with the cents and the bronze. You feel me? But like, here we go. So the Lincoln cents that are worth 1 million or more. Stay tuned, guys. Lincoln cents worth 1 million or more. So the 1943 D bronze Lincoln cent. First off, okay, estimated value, guys. This is why I'm obsessed, and here's why I keep saying the same thing. If you're just not joining my live, this is a Q&A. I even forgot about you, Debbie, but I want to cover this as a common ground. So we have the first runner up, which is a 1943 D bronze Lincoln cent. The estimated value is 1.7 million. The last auction 2010, and um this Lincoln Sin, due to World War II, like I mentioned earlier, there was copper shortages, so they went to zinc coated. So we're kind of going between copper and zinc. But this steel, this zinc coated steel is a 1943 D for Denver, of course, if you don't know. And what happened was it was mistakenly struck on a bronze placid, and it's only one confirmed to exist. So here we go. We can drive straight over to Google and see if anyone posted their 1943 D for Denver. One only confirmed sent. 1.7 million, guys. Here's why I'm obsessed. So the next runner up is the 1943S, which means for San Francisco. That is actually up for 1 million, guys. And like the 1943D, it was mistakenly struck on a bronze placid. And here's where you're looking for the rareness of it or the rarity. Only six are known to be manufactured, and this is a mistake. So if you do have the 1943D or the 1943S, you're definitely winning in the millions plus. And then the last 1943 is actually bronze. It wouldn't have an actual state on there because it's minted in Philadelphia. This is a Lincoln cent, and this estimated value is at 300,000 to a million, depending on the condition. And if you want your pop-up store, go to eBay, pay a maintenance fee about $10, create something man-made, man-made or something like that, and see if you can capitalize it. I do know when it comes to actually getting loans from the bank and stuff, that's what they're looking for. Even if you haven't generated any revenue, generally, if you put like a stepping stone of what next, of how to accumulate and pay back the actual money. It's a short-term investment. And then a little secret, that's what I was actually going to tell you guys. I may be actually hosting to a new set of people, but yeah, but so we have the 1943 Philadelphia Mint, 300,000 to about 1 million, but you want to upscale and get those actual loans. It took Walt Disney up, it took him 200 attempts. And I think that that would be something that will be approachable to commercialize it and build your brand on social media. So I just chose, if you're struggling with deciding what to name and stuff like that, just go with it. I went with Lucretia Brown. Of course, that's my government name. And I hear about like social media influencers actually fearing for their life. But I thought as a brand, as a sole proprietor, which is the easiest way to get your business started and very delightful when it comes to paying yourself and grants. But yeah, I think about that and actually something implement in that area and mean a certain type of need. But we have the 1943 as mentioned, guys. The most common rare coin is the 1943 bronze cent. I wouldn't know the difference in appearance with the bronze and the actual, and I know it sounds horrible on the live, but I'm only one person. That's why I ask for engagements in the comments. Correct me if I'm wrong or if you know better. That's how we grow in this community. But it says here that the most common rare coins, the 1943 bronze. With bronze and copper, you would definitely need the scale. I do know I've seen it one time where you put it on the scale and it kind of weighs out. If it's a certain weight, that means that it's bronze or copper or possibly zinc. But this 1943 bronze cents is extremely rare and valuable, and it's only about 10 to 15 coins. So here's where we play bingo, a game of numbers or something like that. And then lastly, the fourth. These are the four top coins that are worth millions guaranteed. Now, if you do use Google Chrome, you'll see where you'll actually upload. If you've been following me or joining my lives, I teach you a little bit about Google services or interactions using Google Chrome. You'll see like Reddit or YouTube or even eBay where they have their coins listed or the title may be say worth millions. But here's the top four that I have found. And lastly, one of the top fours are the 1958 double die obverse Lincoln coin. Estimated value is $1.1 million, guys. And this is why it's valuable. The dramatic double die era is only known as three examples. So the visuals are strong doubling on the Liberty or on the words in the God we trust, and that's where the magnifying glass actually come in, guys. And actually having that experience with a little bit of research. I do know if you're a sole proprietor, it is good to have research hours. I don't know how you actually track your research hours, but that's something else as far as getting the actual loan. I would go for grants more, but there's like a such thing as double taxation. But if you have those deductibles, guys, even if you have children up under 18, you can actually save some money if you are in the ranking of making 180,000 or something, or even if you are on Social Security. A nice little trick that I've actually learned over the years about networking with people is that if you ever owe Social Security or you ever owe, like, I never dealt with I heard about like veterans, veterans pay. But if you owe Social Security because you get more veterans, there is a trick. You have deductibles. You just have to have them to take out about 9 to 10%, and you'll get a deductible of whatever amount that is not taken out. That's your deductible. And then if you ever get in trouble or something like that, you can say that you donated, and then they kind of drop what you actually owe because of the double taxation. To get more into it, just definitely attend my live, subscribe. If not, I may not be meeting one of your needs, and I'm totally okay with that. Just hosting the actual live and actually getting my brand out there, and that's why I say sole proprietorship is easier. If you do a LLC, you're gonna keep on actually tripping over your name, and you're gonna keep tripping over. And as you can see, when it comes to like celebrities and stuff like that, we know their full name, we know their birthday, and actually pinpoint some of the locations that they, if they own multitude of locations, live at multitude of locations. So I know it's kind of risky, but sole proprietorship is something to build your brand, and it's very simple. Your name, and then you can actually go and register a DBA in your county. I did it a couple of months ago, and it was much easier than tripping over a LLC, keep changing the name, the ideas, and that's where you become grounded and start building a foundation. And around that foundation, all your ideas are collaborated on the top of that foundation, guys. So I like sole proprietorship, and it kind of remind me of split personalities or something like that as a joke. But we want to get into the other honorable mentions. So I think Debbie said in 1959. That's about 10 years shy. The next runner up, which is a valuable coin, it's like the 1969 S for San Francisco, double die, obverse. So obverse, I believe, is the front of the coin. Reverse is the back of the coin. And thank you for joining my Q&A. My name is Lucretia Brown. Right now, we're just going over some more of the top coins, and not the top four, but we have the 1969 S double dot up first, 75,000 to 200,000. If you have the 1979 double dot up first, drop a comment with the coins that you would like for me to review, and we can go ahead and squash that and put that in a bucket to the left, or definitely get it graded. But the next runner up is the 1972 double dot upverse, about 515,000 plus. Now we keeping in mind, guys, that we will get them graded with NGC or PCGS. If you actually use different browsers or search engines as I do, you'll find that some of the features are available and that you don't have to pay for. But the next coin in mine is the 1983. So here you kind of get rid of the conspiracy that your coin has to be from the 17 or the 1800s. Now, for Bitcoin collectors, you may be able to find an event to actually network. It may be local events in your area where you can network with coin collectors and bring your full collection if you have graded coins that's uncirculated or have been graded, or have a certificate per se. But the next runner up is the 1983 double die, guys. It's die reverse. Of course, reverse means the back of the coin, which is very diverse. And I like Lincoln coins, but this 1983 double die, if found on the reverse, is between 100 to 5,000 plus dollars. Of course, North America has the highest currency, so that's US dollars. And then we have the 1992, the closed AM. We actually gonna find out the difference. What does it mean when it says closed AM and wide AM? So we're gonna definitely write that down and actually go over that. But the last but not least is the 1999. No. 1992 closed AM Philadelphia Denver. That's about 5,000 or 25,000 plus. And then lastly, we have the 1989 wide AM, 510,000. So I'm not really getting a lot of comments with I'm not getting a lot of engagement in the comments, and that's completely fine. That will make me do my own thing, and then there's the discrepancy. If you don't like, if I'm not meeting the needs for you to subscribe, then how would I know if there's no comments for me to get better? So I have to cover something that of my own interest instead of like actually engaging in the comments and stuff like that. But we do have Mike. Nobody cannot be. I live in North Dakota. Oh, okay. I live in DFW, and it's Texas. That is actually Texas. But Mike actually commented, are you looking for the 1943 copper? According to here, it doesn't say if the 1943S or the 1943 bronze. I am looking for the 1943. I think the top one that I'm looking for is the D bronze. But to answer your question, it can be zinc or copper. We need the actual the machine to determine. So I just overviewed the actual coins that I am looking for. with larger coin collections, graded ones, certifications and everything, certificates, excuse me, then that's greater depth. So we're gonna kind of vibe off my interest, and hopefully we get some community engagement. Connor Carols, I like what you're doing, giving out good information. Thank you guys. I kind of feel lonely around here, like the yin and the yang. But nah, but we just went over like the top coins that are worth millions or more, guys. Now, like I said, I will actually write that down. I will try to find a community and see if we can go. It probably costs a little something, but let me see. Let me just go ahead and write that down, that we're gonna actually try to find where coin collectors meet. Find where coin collectors meet. Don't go over there. Find where coin collectors meet. And we'll have to get back to actually showcasing these coins that I have. It'll be very swift, but yeah, those are the top coins there, guys. Thank you guys for joining. This is the Coin Lab Q&A. And now, Debbie, I think you have dropped off, but we're gonna go and see how much is at 1959 as promised. So the 1959. How? Whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me. Oh, Debbie, if you still here and been patient with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If I'm not meeting the needs, I ask for you guys to subscribe, but if I'm not meeting the needs, I want to make it to 500 subscribers. We're going to enjoy Thursday Leche. But if I'm not meeting your needs, that just simply means you don't need this information. And maybe to be a trophy winner, and I think I need to remove the emotions. But if I'm not meeting your needs, I would love to meet your needs, and we build a greater and stronger community here on YouTube. But according to legend, it has a regular value for the 1959. Debbie Martin actually commented, and I researched the 19. I think it was another coin, but here's the second coin. It's the 1959 Philadelphia, means it has no mint mark, and the value of it is between 10 cents to $3 uncirculated. And then its value circulated is valued as 1 cent. I don't think vintage or anything. We're just talking about coins that are rarely. That's the whole purpose of a coin collector, is to collect rare coins. But with AI, now back in the day, maybe without AI, but with AI, I just mentioned off. If you just missed um all the coins that I personally would search for in these mint rolls. Any other thing is gonna be in the box to the left. But Connie Carroll says Liberty pennies with Liberty readable got one. Okay, all right. Drop a comment and I'll actually do some hard research for you. I need something that calculates my research hours and stuff like that. I can only put it in years though, but I know that's kind of like accountability if you want to start going towards grants and stuff like that. Sometimes you can contract on a lower level, meet with their community meetings and stuff, and it actually goes before the judge before they decide to contract with a small vendor or even a large. Some of them was making millions, and then some of them was making like 26,000. I don't know how long the contract is, but I would love to do that. And then I written down that I'm gonna try to find a community that's local where it's little to nothing to get in, almost like a little club, and see what we can actually find, guys. But But yeah, drop a comment, Connie Carros, and we'll research the coin together. A lot of these are just going to be worth about no more than $15 or less. And that's with the actual top grading companies, guys. That's not even with coin collectors and stuff like that. We're trying to reach millions. If you do actually interact with like Google Chrome, as we mentioned earlier, you'll see there's a lot of speculation and a lot of confusion around coin collecting and certifications and grading and stuff like that. These coins have to become rarer, guys. I don't know if they actually do recalls and stuff like that on coins, but definitely check out those settlements. If you have a car and stuff like that, they have settlements where you can get your car fixed or even actual payouts, guys. But yeah, but I don't know if they have recalls. But I guarantee though, out of those 1943 coins, the S, the D, and the no mint mark, yeah, the S, the D. But yeah, but yeah. So these this is I always have to take it off camera. I still can't map that out, guys, but here's a closer look. I have to catch up on some content and stuff. And I tell you, I put everything. You know, there used to be a show back in the day, it was Oprah Winfrey and Legends Band. This is 1979, guys, D for Denver. But the memorial on the reverse side. This is the obverse, which is the front of the coin, if you don't know, and then the reverse is the back side. But Oprah Winfrey says, mind you, I'm like 16 years old right now, and I graduated high school. But that you make up what you didn't do, so decade by decade, basically. So if you're in your teens, you make up in your 20s, and then if you're in your 20s, you make up in your 30s, and so forth. So hopefully in the next 10 years, I actually grow live. And you know, one thing about it, now that I see it, I may can go live and take you guys to like the store with me or something like that. I think that I want to give credit where credit due. There's like the makeup industry. They say like cosmetic and stuff. Of course, Kim Kardashian and Rihanna actually became millionaires. That's just like net worth. A lot of stuff come from insurance, of course, insurance coverage. What is it called? Property and casualty. So you can also build your net worth with property and casualty insurance and stuff like that on your product, cargo, or something like that. Now, I have my life and health. If you do have questions about how to pass the exam, definitely drop the comment. But ultimately, a trade or a license or an actual doctrine, that's what I always um, think about when I say success. It can be in anything. But yeah, so I may do that. I'm not big into cosmetic. If I turn the camera around, like I said, you guys will be scared out your pants or jump out your shoes, because I cannot do cosmetics on my face. So it's not something that I would choose. But the beauty industry is kind of dying down. There's only one channel. I can't never remember her name, but I love seeing her go live. She always do it with her fiance or something, and she called him Booby or something like that. Now that's one beauty that I will watch, but as far as beauty products, if I turn the camera around, no, I do not do beauty products because I will break out. I do have freckles, not freckles, but like moles and stuff, which makes it harder for me to find makeup and wear makeup, because sometimes my moles get like caught up on stuff and all that. But we just view the actual the top coins here and what we're looking for. Now for large content creators that do coin collecting and stuff like that, they may actually have the tools. But as we go along and get support in this community and build, of course, I may be able to afford them on down the line, and we can do on spot. They say, I think on spot means you got to fight, but we're gonna tackle these coins, so it's on spot with these Lincoln coins. You dig? But but yeah, Connie Carlos, where's your coin? So the first euro are fun to find, and the older coins from be for the new European coins. Dreamer and Miller says, "Hi everyone, welcome to the community." Some people says this mean talk a lot, and then some mean that this is tea. But I'm trying to stay hip. I am 16, guys. But yeah, this is a 2024, and pretty much I'm just showcasing my personal collection. Like I said, as time go by, I can't keep up. Y'all guys may just enter my live and I'm just walking and talking and stuff like that. But with coin collecting is very simple, guys. This is a 1959. Whoop whoop. Debbie, we in the same boat, but that's not what we're looking for. The 1959. I just took the curiosity out of a little bit of coin collecting for the most part, but we are going to find some free community engagement. Like if you live near downtown or in from DF Dub, we know that downtown Dallas actually is very innovative. I don't even know why we put the word very. Let's just say innovative. And I met someone. I actually did a podcast that the county sponsored. So she had been in the skin in the game for a while, and I got my first on camera experience and stuff. So, SAG ACTRA. I think the last time I checked, it was about like 200 people in front of me. But I don't live in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles has the most SAG ACTRA, agencies. Now, when I first joined social media, everybody actually told me that I lived up under a rock because I did stuff the old school. I found jobs the old school way. I found everything old school. And so I finally joined social media, and it was a new intake. I wanted to bring enlightenment to social media platforms. So I generated, I'm still a small channel, but some odd reason, it actually hit, the radio and stuff like that. And it's happy whatever day it is and stuff like that. At first I was salty, but I feel like minimum I changed the world with happy whatever day it is, and I'm proud of that. And now that I have my life insurance and stuff, like I told you, surround your ideas by what you already doing and just take the intangible and make it tangible. So now I was thinking about like taking it to the next level and actually getting life insurance off the ground, because I think a lot of times policies lapse because it's done the wrong way. And that's only opinionated. Connie Caro says got one 2009 nickel and two in 2017 D pennies. We can actually look it up. I'm going to put it in my handy dandy tab. This is how I keep note. Doing these lives is actually like, I remember we won a trophy because of the change that I brought. We actually won a trophy. We was the best organization in that industry at that time. But yeah, if you want to know how to write your own articles and put them on LinkedIn, I can do a review. I love Cuban links. You always see it. They call a post something. I need to give me something to eat, but they call a post something, and I absolutely love writing those articles because I get to put my own links in there, and that's where your pop-up store, which is eBay, come in. I know how to use the tool to search for like different things on eBay, but I think about like 26,000 people actually search for the pre-cut model labels and cannot find them because they wasn't something that I don't want the stick or anything like that. I just kind of had did a pop-up store. But I always give out my number. Sometimes I do be afraid of being stalked or something like that, but I typically you'll run for me like the ogre. But my number is 305-376-0840. You can definitely text or call, and we'll go from there. But here's the 2007 uh the shield, which is the union. Oh, and with SAG AFTRA, like if you okay, so that's what I was actually explaining. Like my first experience on getting on social media, which was like Facebook. First it was Snapchat. I did Crucia B, then I went to Facebook, and you see a lot of advertisement. It wasn't necessarily a scam, but it's not something that I would do. I would do it different. I will go with SAG AFTRA before I actually go. I think it was called like 99, and that was one of the first ads that I seen. So not only did I graduate early, I also retired early. That's one special thing about me. So I graduated from high school early, and I graduated from college, and everything early. But yeah, so that's one thing that's will be a difference. SAG AFTRA actually is part of a union. If you can pay the $3,000 after working a first union based job, that is my goal. That's one of my goals. And I ran into like a story time where there was actually somebody's story. So um here we go, guys. We're gonna take like a little 30-second break and stuff like that so I can catch up on my thoughts. We're gonna go ahead and research Connie Carros. I still haven't forgot about you. There's that High Beam 2022, guys. That shield, guys. I try to monitor and stuff, you know, but let's see, let's check out. So we have Cunning Carrows would like to know the worth of his 2000. What is on the nickel? That's what I need to ask. Carros, if I'm saying it right, Carros, Carros. Uh, got one 2000. What is it? A buffalo or what is on the actual nickel? I need to know that. That's the vital information. Now for the 2017 penny, we can actually see the value. Let's check it out. And we need to get us some mad food. Yesterday I ate chicken, but I lowered my cholesterol by stop eating chicken and stop eating burgers. I lowered my cholesterol and my high blood pressure. And I was so happy that I didn't have to actually take those pills and stuff like that. That's horrible. But somebody said it doesn't affect your liver, but like being the age that I am, I don't want to take like pills and stuff, so but I lower my high cholesterol and my high blood pressure. But here we go, Carlos. You will be surprised. You get 250. You can upload 200, sell 250 items on eBay for especially your coins and stuff like that. If you just want to pop up and create a funnel on Facebook, I actually invented where you can add the links to your description on Facebook, and they can actually click from your Facebook. It's called a funnel, and a lot of times that you found in ads and stuff like that where they create funnels. Click on here, click on there. But if you low budget just like me, I ain't too proud to beg, but at the same time that justify how I felt because it was one goal. It was so many goals I had for social media, and I actually met them this year. Goals typically take about 2 to 5 years to actually meet, and maybe even longer. I don't know the rule of the university, but I keep seeing the numbers 304. They have these channels where they actually mention the actual card reading, so I don't know why I keep seeing the numbers. No, that doesn't mean that, but 304. But Carlos, your actual 2007 Lincoln Penny is circulated is worth 1 cent, uncirculated about 10 to 1 cent. That's typically what you're gonna get in smaller stock markets if you are trading or something like that. I trade small, but on a larger scale, you will meet some experts. I don't know what angle everybody is coming from and what their expertise are, but there's a 2007. It also says that the 2007 San Francisco proof not in circulation, that is about $1 to $5. So if you have the proof sets for the 2007, now we get in more detail. We're learning together. If you do have these proof sets, that actually increases the value of your actual coins, but you have to sell them proof sets. Coin collector gatherings and stuff like that would be great. I'm about to fix me some oatmeal, guys, and stuff. I don't know if you guys can actually hear me, but I am starving. I don't know why. And I'm trying to stay away from burgers and stuff because I may be on the plump side, but I do not want to have plump side, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. So Subway help you make sure you get your vegetables in. You still have the bread, but there's been a time, depending on your habits and stuff, where I lost weight and I was just eating sweet bread. I used to just eat sweet bread and stuff like that. Mike Kelly says, do a giveaway. Giveaway with the coins? Estrella Garcia says hi to everyone. Hello. Here's the part. I've been on here for more than an hour and I started getting mentally tired. But we're gonna go ahead and push through and stuff like that. Hopefully, like I said, I love stress leche, so hopefully you guys can celebrate with me. And I'm all about the community. I think we have Metro Crest out here, and I do know that you're gonna spend some years actually marketing your brand. That's why I said sole proprietorship is definitely for me, because marketing my brand. Hi, my name is Lucretia Brown, right? You don't have to worry about the name. If you want to register a DBA, you can go to the county and stuff. But otherwise than that, you don't have to struggle with LLC. The only thing is when you do separate, they say that a LLC protect your personal assets, but it's still tied to your social security number. So I don't know about the conspiracy about that, but whether LLC or sole proprietor, your social security number is going to be tied. Someone's social security number is tied to their LLC. So what type of protection? And all you have to do to separate them, if you ever get into that, I was born in this county and I've actually donated. You want to talk about social responsibility? Social responsibility is really big. We know about like drug wars and stuff and taxes, but to me, social responsibility is very engaging. If I was like a judge, I never went to law school. I do have my paralegal certificate, a certificate in paralegal, but like honestly, like that's what I would consider, someone actually talking about, you know, the dedication that they actually put in. So, but Mike Kelly says all of it. Give away like 50 coins. I'm kind of slow. Like you want, okay, I can send it and stuff like that. Nobody haven't hit my line up. Like I haven't got like no new texts, no new text messages or nothing. Like I gave y'all my phone number 305-376-0840. Nobody hit me up. So how will I get, that's my question. A good question. The dumb shall speak. I call myself dumb, but so how am I to actually get their information? It's not wise to put it on YouTube unless you open like me. But if you guys text me, I may actually send that as a giveaway. We'll work on that, okay? We'll work on that. I think I counted. I went live under 10 times. So I went live under 10 times, guys. Um, but thank you for being the top commenter, guys, top fans. I can't wait to unlock the feature where I actually start doing pilots with social media and campaigns and stuff like that without running ads, of course, but with campaigns to help a certain sector, hopefully. But like I said, subscribe. If not, I may not be meeting a certain need. There's no hard feelings, but definitely at least like drop a like. before you actually leave the live. What was we doing? I can't believe I actually found the mic. Man, I went to Walmart and stuff, a little bit off subject. We'll get back to it. But I went to Walmart and stuff, and they only had the Android, and it was just like a needle in a haystack. Um, but yesterday we had a little bit of trouble. But you know what I want? I want a little bit of steak and steak fried. Denny's has like the best freaking breakfast ever, and that's what I want. I want some breakfast. But yeah. Another thing that I think about too, I think we was on a subject about like being a wife. Like I said, I do have boys. It's not biased, and they said a woman can't, raise up a man and all that. But I think ultimately, like, I don't lost my. You will see I lose my train of thought real fast, man. That's crazy. Cause I think of a lot of stuff, but I'm just taking a mental break, guys. Oh, and we can put this fan on here. But yeah, I was like traveling to Walmart and stuff, and I couldn't find it and stuff. But Amazon pretty much has everything. I don't know if Amazon is kind of like eBay, but but yeah, I found it on Amazon. We're gonna turn this fan my way, and I hope I'm think I'm gonna try to order some food on Uber. Man, I am so hungry. I have some turkey bacon and stuff. That's pretty good with oatmeal and eggs and stuff like that. And then it'll be so cool to actually do it because without the live, like if you just trying to upload long videos and stuff like that without the live going live feature, oh my gosh, I forgot so many. I don't know about you, but I forgot so many times, and that's the reason why I only had 57 videos uploaded in 5 years. Of course, there's not gonna be some type of publicity, and then I didn't know that I can share like you can share your story if you like in a transition, building your foundation and everything that you think about circle around that foundation. Go to your local news and stuff. Let them actually enhance your performance. Don't let you have a license or something like that or have a trade. Man, you go to the news and stuff like that, and then there you go. That's why I said sole proprietorship and stuff. Keep on changing. And then the thing about LLCs, they say you separate your personal from your business and stuff like that. But hell, you got bankruptcies and stuff like that. I mean, some things are just a conspiracy to me, man. But I may be wrong. I don't know everything, though. But if I was a judge, I'd be looking for somebody to talk about social responsibility. I really would. That's what it's all about, like. But but yeah. But yeah, guys, that number is three. It's still open. 305-376-0840, and then we can actually talk about about like getting a free website. Another thing, so I gave you guys a pop-up store, which is eBay. I create these pre-cut model labels, automatic a pop-up store, and $10 investment, even though I'm low budget. And then you can actually create funnels on Facebook for people to click and everything like that. And then with the MLM. So let's go ahead and look what an MLM is, guy. This guy made like 40,000. We talking about these coins and stuff like that, but hey, MLMs are not a scam. And then I actually went over how to get into the entertainment business industry and stuff like that. And of course, you could travel to LA, but if you homebound for right now and just want a good start, SAG AFTRA. So My first MLM, I think that I was very scared and stuff like that. And it's something that I had to pay for. It's something that I had to pay for every year. But with this life insurance, life and health insurance, you don't pay every year. You just pay a one time fee of 125, and then you get your free website. You get your free CRM, guys. If you don't know what a CRM is, customer relation management, and whatever your dreams and goals is, a CRM is like, I hate to put it like this, but it's like heaven. A CRM is heaven because you need something to attract the customers that you have. Now, if you're working on anything outside of a MLM or something like that, you don't get that free website. Most businesses, you learn this in college, most businesses fail in the first 5 years because of lack of marketing strategies. And the trick is to emotionally detach yourself from it, because if people simply don't need it, people simply don't need it. If you advertise an apple right now, I don't like apples like that. So of course I don't need it. No matter if you put it in wrapped in gold, I do not like apples or something like that. So that's the same when you're actually going live. Hey, many people I go, like 3,000 people view my actual live, but I get like 20 to 30 subscribers each live. And it's kind of like, okay, what is when you really tap in? And but being that on the other end, a user of these Google services, when I look at people lives and stuff like that, sometimes I just hop on and hop off, and you never know what you're missing. So we're talking about an MLM. We only have like a couple of, we're gonna ride through these, and I know I need my cotton gloves and stuff like that. But you know what it is. So let's go over. Everybody say a pyramid scheme is a scam when it comes to MLM, but I follow this. Now I don't follow people that I haven't learned from or something like that, or if I just have the urge to say something to enhance or level them up, and I'm scared of something. So I understand, maybe that's why the comments are not busting. But thank you guys for not being rude in the comments. But I was thinking about the analysis of an MLM, whether there's life insurance, or are you selling solar panels or just energy or whatever it is, and how they say it's an actual scam. So what about the people that actually have a multitude of beauty shops versus in the people that come in and say, hey, I just graduated college, and I got my barber license and I want a booth. What is that, an MLM? So anyways, the MLM stands for multi-level marketing. Multi-level marketing, guys, that's what I actually do. Life insurance, I haven't got the health because it's just a class that I have to take. But as a starter, I passed my exam the second time around. The first time I made a 68. The second time I made a 75. And the method that I used was the cross out method. So I did the ABC on every question, guys. And the most trick question on there that they want you to know is that out there going through the application process and stuff, that policy will not start unless they pay the premium. So that's the majority. If you know that, what I just told you, and if you like text me or email me or something like that, 305-376-0840. If you don't have a license of trades or a license, a trade, or actual doctrine, which is all three are lucrative, you definitely want to listen to and chive in on this actual live, guys. It's an MLM, but it's MLM is multi-level marketing. So there is basically marketing in so many ways. So I broke down the actual definition of rare coins. This is a live and true channel. I'm not perfect, but if I mistakenly say something, just comment, correct for the community. But multi-level marketing, it's only a one-time fee of like 125, and then this the banger. So you know how we talked about like net worth and stuff like that. When you read somebody net worth, That is insurance. So if you don't know about the Lord of London, most celebrities put insurance on their vocals, hands, or whatever talent they have as a performer. That actually uplifts your net worth. So if somebody have a net worth of 6 million, about over a million guaranteed is from actual having insurance. So in this MLM that I'm in for life and health insurance, you actually pay $30 a month. That's the only overhead that you have. It's cut you what most companies spend about 6,000 or more on a startup. You only have a startup cost of like $30 a month, and that's for insurance. And so when you do your taxes, you get in trouble. You have over $1 million in insurance that will actually back you up. And instead of saying my net worth is however much I make, if you're on an hourly job and making 30,000 a year or some, now your net worth has boosted up to $1.2 million for only $30 a month. So that's also a multi-level marketing. And so here we have multi-level marketing as far as Mary Kay, OIC. I'm with Our Infinite Company. Y'all can look it up. They started in 2018. Now, the pyramid scheme, I'm not really aware of that thing. I used to think that way. I cut corners and stuff like that. And when I say cut corners, it means I get rid of the conspiracy. And if you just now joining, my name is Lucretia Brown. Welcome to the Corner Lab. If I don't meet your needs, you don't have to subscribe, but definitely stay tuned for more. But here's the MLM, and my net worth is $1.2 million right now, and I haven't done nothing but pay $30. You get a free website and a CRM, and that's not the only thing. If you choose to advertise, it comes with stock and everything, picture stocks and everything like that, and you don't have to worry about storage and stuff on your computer and stuff. It's very easy. We have Saturdays. We meet Saturday. That's why I said give me a call, 305-376-0840. We want to build your net worth. So if you get into trouble with IRS, you have that net worth to follow on as the deductible per se. And we'll get more into that. But you can join a company like Our Infinite Company, and you can sell products to earn profit. Now here's where we talked about like residual is equals to not double taxation. Okay, if you put like a 401k, you're gonna get double taxed when it's time to retire. And they actually moved it up. So retirement is moving from 67 on up because people are living longer. And then you have it to where I think like you have to withdraw something and like by age 72. If you retire at 67, you have to withdraw something by age 72, and you're gonna be double taxed. So here with OIC, Our Infinite Company, we are financial strategists. It is an MLM, but there's only one overhead, and that's making your net worth over $1.2 million. A free website that you can drive people to by that funnel. Remember, we talked about the funnel that you can create on Facebook. You don't have to pay for advertisement per se, or put in your advertising. Just create a funnel. That's what they're doing. It's called funnels. But yeah, but yeah, so but definitely check it out. 305-376-0840. You recruit others and stuff like that before their retirement. Let's say you start earning residual income and it's a snowball effect. It's kind of slow, but if you put your all into it and stuff like that, then eventually that snowball is going to grow. So that's what we actually do here at Our Infinite Company. So you see the coin showcasing. I talk about the exam, and that's why I said text me and stuff. If you're trying to get a trade or a license or something like that, this is a good way to get started to something lucrative. It's a snowball effect. And you earn commissions, and then that residual, there's no double taxation, guys. Um, there's no double taxation with what if you earn residual income, and your retirement is going to be that snowball effect. 10 years from now, hopefully I still can log into this YouTube channel. 10 years from now, you guys are going to see me grow and that snowball effect, and you guys may or may not be enticed by what I'm saying. It may not be something interesting, but it's not a scam, guys. When you go up under someone here at OIC, we actually have meetings every single day, so you are never alone. When you actually, we have over 3,000 business connections here in Texas, guys. So definitely take that into account. Phone number 305-376-0840. And we're talking about retirement here. And so we're talking about retirement, and you can join us every Saturday. If you call or text 305-376-0840, I will only need your email and phone number. And when you text me your email and phone number, I can actually sign you up for this Saturday, every Saturday at 3 o'clock, guys. Mark your calendars if you are interested. It's not a pyramid scheme or anything like that. Free website. But we actually talk about, I'm trying to find my actual notes. We talk about the Roth IRA. So we talk, of course, we're on double taxation, guys. We talk about the Roth IRA, the 529 plans, the 7702 plan. That's individual. Excuse me, that was so rude. Sorry, but that's natural. But we talk about individual, index universal life insurance. So you have term life, whole life. And if you're trying to pass the exam, I got like an actual chart that will simplify things for keywords that you're gonna know when you look at the test. But definitely text 305-376-0840 if you're interested in any questions are just now joining. But yeah, those plans, 529 plan, 7702 plan, is something that you can actually connect to make residual income. Like I said, most policies lapse because I believe they're being overpaid, like in marriages and stuff. And like I said, I'm 16, but before I actually turned a big age, I want to get married, and I would take out insurable interest on I'll take out insurable interest on my spouse instead of doing it the old fashioned way. So I did find some loops in there, but that's what we actually talk about. It's not a scam. You get support on an everyday basis. We have meetings. Just text 305-376-0840 if you're interested. And I know I can't meet every need because you have to stay on the live to be fully engaged, guys, or subscribe. And I can't talk about everything in one live, but here we have double taxation. We want to avoid, we talked about no scams, which are MLMs. The one that I'm in, we're going to make a snowball effect, and hopefully I can share my journey with you guys as I go along and earn and actually focus on my retirement. You don't have to spend years on a job and can't afford the insurance and everything like that. Most people are hopping out on a limb nowadays and saying, I do not want to do W-2. I believe I'm more than that. And they actually invest. I know someone that did so much time and everything and joined the MLM. They did time imprisonment, of course. I do think about social responsibility and double taxation. But anyways, they got out and everything, turned their life around, and they did an MLM and actually start making really, really big money. Now you can do a captive agent, life insurance agent, but that's at a cap of like 50 to 60,000. But an uncaptive agent, life insurance agent, hits millions. You see it each and every time. So I just described what an MLM is: product sold, residual income. We definitely, let's go. Examples of MLM companies: we have Avon, Our Infinite Company, Mary Kay, Tupperware. I remember when they did a documentary of when Tupperware was actually introduced to population, general population. General population is what we call the masses. It kind of reminds me of the scripture, and wide is the gate that enter thereof, poverty devours the poor. That's what it reminded me of when we talk about general population. I'm a part of the general population, but when you scaling, upscaling, and creating that foundation for your next success, that's what we're looking for, guys. That's actually what we're looking for. And my name is Lucretia Brown, and this is the Coin Lab Q&A. We got a little bit off subject, but hopefully I can reach as many people. Let you guys know that MLM is not an actual scam. If you working a W-2, not building residual income, you already have somebody that's over you. So I don't know the scam. I don't get the scam part. What are you scamming? What, hamburgers or something? Like, what I need to eat? I may go get the juiciest hamburger, but like I said, I do Subway. If I do Subway, I mainly eat like the roasted chicken. But there's that shield, guys. I haven't got any. Mark Lester says, "Howdy, y'all. Howdy, Mark Lester. Welcome to the channel." Network, man. I don't know. Welcome to the network. That's that 2021 with the shield, guys. Last night I went live. If you know, you know. I have interest in concepts. Here's that 1999. Oh, and that's what we was actually going to do together. There's that link, the memorial, guys. We're gonna kind of bust through this before, but let me write it down. Hopefully my train of thought. I think it was wide AM and close AM when we dealing with the coins. And we're gonna go back up. Thank God my phone is not like going dead and stuff. We're gonna go back over my notes because I think I promised you guys that we'll go over that. And these coins here, I do showcase the model labels. That's my store up front. Then if you go to my Facebook page, just Lucretia Brown, and it has like a duck on there with my number 305-376-0840. And that's how you know it's me, and you'll see all the coins and stuff like that. But let me see here. And thank you guys for the 7 likes as well. I wonder how many views I actually got on this channel. But yeah, it's called the Wide AM. I was looking for something else. I love researching things. Definitely hit me up if you want me to help you research, but you got to be very detailed. If you're going to drop a coin in the actual comments for me to research and you say a quarter or a nickel, let me know what's on the reverse side. Like the reverse side is on the back. Let me know what's on the reverse side, and we can definitely get that stress off of you. Easy to load. Yeah, whatever it's called. Empty the load, empty the tank, empty the load, empty the tank, empty the load, empty the tank. Ooh, so we got PCGS, and then we also got NGC for the top grading companies. Shout out to DF Dub for having the hardest working people in the community. That's kind of like my show host thing. I was thinking about going to school and stuff like that again for like get my associates and stuff like that. That's another upscale. That's the easiest associates degree to get. It's not a degree, but the easiest associates certificate to get is in what you call it is in like arts, you know. I'm trying to find my notes. We're gonna just like, okay, well, I think we're getting close. There we go. Yeah, close AM. I was right. Close AM. We need to find out what that means. I need to find out. You guys haven't given me no subject, so I'm just kind of like ramping on, but I try to make sure that I answer any questions that come in the comments. But I'm surprised nobody. I'm surprised. All right, let me see here. Shoe up, what does closing and we're gonna do that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go out to get something to eat. All right, what does close AM wide AM? I don't know what that means, honestly, but we learning together because we honestly. All right, great question. So closed EM and YEM refer to how the letters A and M in the word America are spaced on the reverse back. Oh my gosh, we just hit that jackpot. That's kind of like verifying the rarity of an actual coin, guys. So we just actually mapped out a closed AM and a YAM is focusing on the word America on the coins, and it determines how wide they actually are from each other, I reckon. um of a Lincoln Memorial, mostly from 1992 to about 2000, guys. So you want to look at the word America, and it's called a closed AM and a wide AM. So we're going to go into more details. It says a closed AM. What's the difference between a closed AM and a wide AM? The A and the M in America are touching or nearly touching. Okay. Normal for most 1993 through 2008. Business strike circulation pennies. Rare in 1992 and 1992D. Now, a wide AM, the A and M in America on the back of a Lincoln coin, the reverse side, are clearly separated. Normal for proof coins from 1994 to 2008. Rare for the 1998, the 1999, and 2000s. Let's drop a like so we get like 7.5 likes. But there you have it. We just actually defined and seen that there, what it actually means. Make sure you guys, if you can find me, follow me on Facebook and travel around DF Dub on my Facebook and take a closer look at these coins. I'm kind of behind on posting on about 2 social media platforms, but we're going to get it all caught up. Hard work always pays off. Here's the 2022, guys. We're going to do a couple of these. Mike Hughes says true. Thanks, Mike Hughes. Thanks for commenting, guys. Thanks for engagement. There's a 2013, and it has the actual shield on there, guys. Any coins that you guys would like for me to research, I'm here. My number is 305-376-0840. Here's that 2024 with the shield. I think I'm going to watch some Animal Planet and stuff. I've been trying to go to the museum. There's that 1982, which is a coin that is around $11,000. There's that memorial. And there's a 1995. And remember, the top coins are the 1943. Those are worth millions of dollars. These 1982 coins, this is a memorial, but these 1982 coins are like 11,000, and it's a variety of them. When we refer to rare coins, about 10 to 15 are known, are pretty much known. There's that 2000, looks like 11 or 17, but there's only a few out there. Here's the shield. It's only a few out there, guys. But here's the 2000. I can't map that out. Maybe you guys can see a little bit closer. I would love to run into 2004, but there's that shield there. I told you guys a little bit off subject, but we needed some community engagement, and I was hoping, I was depending on you guys to comment, whether whatever it was. But since not, we actually, I actually had to kind of go over some things that I may have been interested in. I don't know what you guys are interested, but you can drop a comment and we can research it together. But we're gonna kind of circulate these coins, not circulate, but kind of go through these coins, however, and then I may go back live. I think I'm working on 2 days without sleep, guys. Behind the scenes, it may not. It just means like it may not meet your standards, and I understand, no hard feelings. But like, here's a 2015, but it's a lot of work that goes behind It's a lot of writing, guys. There's a shield, but I think I want something really, really nice. There's a 2018. I wish I could play some music, and there's the shield, but I can't. 22 shield. We kind of been on live for a little bit, so thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you guys for the likes. Please subscribe if I'm actually meeting some of the needs or that is common. Here's the memorial. The memorial on this coin, reverse. And there's that 1982 again, guys. 11,000. I think they're looking for large print on the actual year. There's a 2007, and there's the memorial. Here's that 1972 memorial. And then this one will be marked unknown with the upload. And there's that beautiful coin with the shield. 2007 once more, memorial. I think when doing a live, there's some things, words you should avoid. If you use them, people you usually drop off. There's that 2021. So I'm learning, guys. I think probably I think I uploaded my first live about a month ago. So I think onboarding and stuff like that is very similar, but I will get better at it. 2002, I'm about to faint, guys, with this shield. And on this reverse side, we have the shield and the 2022. And there's that 2020, guys. If you're just not joining, this is a Coin Lab Q&A. There's a shield. I love to research. My phone number is 305-376-0840. We cover many topics, and this is just a visual. 2022. And there's the actual shield. Here's the 1996. There's the memorial. All right. 2016. It looks like a 2016, guys. We're coming to a close. I am so mentally drained. If you decide that I meet your standards, please subscribe to this channel. We're just showcasing coins and going over some life hacks. This is like the 2012, which is a precious year to me. All right, beautiful coin with the memorial. 2021 with the shield. 2017 shield. We have about 4 more left, guys. So if you actually feel drawn to this channel, please subscribe. 2013 shield. 2020. I think I'll focus on my Facebook. That's the shield. I'll go ahead and focus on my Facebook. Thanks for the 8 likes. That's the 1975 memorial. And I'll be able to charge my mic and stuff. That's a 2022. Please like before the end of the actual. I would close out with a song, but that's a copyright. But I may sing a song what I sang on American Idol. Please stay tuned to be scared out your britches. No. I don't know which one is more scary, Chucky or the leprechaun. The leprechaun. I think the leprechaun because me gold. That's a 2013, guys. With the shield. I am actually toasted and I need some food. I may just fix me some breakfast. But thank you guys for definitely attending this live. I may go live later on today, but I'm gonna focus on my other social media account. But follow me on Facebook. You go on this wild ride with these cities. It's over 200 and some cities in DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth, and about 13 counties. Means that if you want to go regional, that's regional. But here's the model labels. I'm toasted. I'm hungry. I'm sorry, guys, but please subscribe. I'll go back live maybe in the next 2 or 3 hours, depending on. But thank you guys for your support. If when we reach 500 subscribers, guys, we are going to celebrate. What I didn't even ask what type of cake. I just love tres leche or double chocolate cake. But thank you for tuning in, guys. Peace.